Durant said on Twitter yesterday, did you see this?
What'd he say?
So somebody who's like in Brooklyn media, Brooklyn Nets media, says, hey, KD's coming back to Brooklyn on Wednesday. Suns, Nets, Barclays Center. Be his first trip back to Brooklyn since he was traded to Phoenix. Should they do a tribute video? Kevin Durant. I mean, tribute video is a pretty normal thing. Dylan Brooks get one, right?
Yeah.
Kevin Durant's
He's a Hall of Famer, of course.
top 15 player of all time, at least. On a surface level, you go, yeah, you should do a tribute video of one of the all-time greats, and he played here for multiple years. Of course, you should thank him for his time when he comes back. We do tribute videos for lesser players than Kevin Durant all the time.
That's right.
You know what Kevin Durant said? Please don't.
Why?
It actually makes so much sense to me.
What did he say?
He said the game will be better without it. Because I agree with this totally because it falls in line with a perspective that I share. I think you'll get this when I connect it. How many times have we talked about Memphis Madness? A million. And how many times have I told you, here's what I think. If you can make it great and it will be celebrated, you should do it. But if it can't be great and it won't be celebrated, you're better off without it, right? You don't have to do it. So let's talk about it. Let's start by acknowledging a simple fact. You don't have to do it. Right now we're talking about Memphis Madness. Then I'll turn around and say the exact same thing about Kevin Durant and you'll get it. Let's start with the fact. You don't have to do it. Not everybody does it. It's not mandated by the NCAA. You don't have to do it. All right? So now let's start talking about should you do it. Tell me what we got. I can put 3,000 people in FedEx Forum. And we can get a second-tier Memphis rapper to show up. And it'll be 3,000 people in FedEx Forum. That's what we got. That's what it'll look like. Don't do it. We can put 17,000 people in FedEx Forum and Rick Ross is coming. Yeah, you should do that. That'll look amazing. That'll be amazing. That'll be celebrated. You should do that. We can put 3,000 people in FedEx Forum, second-tier Memphis rapper shows up. Don't do that. You don't have to. It'll just get mocked. If it's just going to get mocked, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Now let's talk about Kevin Durant tribute video.
Okay.
You don't have to do it. You can. You don't have to. So now let's talk about whether you should. How's it going to be received? Kevin Durant, Brooklyn Nets tribute video gets posted on social media. What happens? Clowned. Because it was a disaster the entire time.
He wants to erase that Brooklyn era.
It is weird that even with LeBron, who has bounced around a little bit, it's like, okay, your first stint in Cleveland. What with that? Well, they drafted me, and I spent years there, and we went to the finals, and, man, we fought, but we couldn't quite get over the hump. Then what happened? Then he spent years in Miami, multiple championships. Then what happened? Went back to Cleveland, won a championship. Then what happened? Went to L.A., won a championship. Any segment of LeBron's career can be celebrated with a tribute video. First stint in Cleveland, amazing stuff, even if no titles. Second stint in Cleveland, championship, incredible. Miami, 2, awesome. L.A., championship, incredible. Any all-time scoring leader becomes that in L.A. So many moments. Any tribute video for LeBron James in Cleveland, Miami, or L.A. would look the part and be celebrated. But what do you celebrate about the Kevin Durant years in Brooklyn? There's nothing to celebrate.
That's true.
So, as KD, I think, accurately pointed out on Twitter, no, because somebody else even said, ha, 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 what would we even put in the tribute video? And you know what KD said? I know, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. I agree with you.
I respect it.
I agree with you. He's saying I agree with you. I mean, we can find some awesome turnaround jumpers that I made, but the results were never what they should have been. We will forever look back at the James Harden, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Brooklyn Nets experiment. Ben Simmons a part of it at one point, and we will forever go, that was just a mess.
Yep.
So why celebrate that with a tribute video? I'm with Kevin Durant on this one.
I like KD, man. I've totally, my opinion on him over the years has completely changed.
I like the fact that he will, on one hand, I'd say, you should really be fighting with somebody on Twitter who's got 20 followers when you're Kevin Durant. I kind of like that he does, though.
I kind of do, too. I think he's actually pretty self-aware for being a superstar, Hall of Fame type player.
He seems to know who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. He seems to know, I'm one of the greatest basketball players of all time, arguably the greatest scorer of all time.
Yep.
But, man, my time in Brooklyn was really not great, and I just soon forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes total sense to me.
Yeah.
I think you made the right call. We'll see what happens on Wednesday.